Greetings and welcome to Prof. Neil once again. It's a pleasure to have you here with us. Friday afternoon. At this time, the inspiring bedtime stories of grandma. We all have heard our grandmother's bedtime stories. Now, they're very smart, our ancestors, our grandmothers, grandfathers, etc. They knew that whatever is narrated at the time of bed, it goes into your subconscious. So that is why all those stories had positivity. There's never a negative story in that. And as it is, grandmothers and grandparents never talk negative; they always talk positive. But before I start the story, I start the narrative. A caveat: in South India, all the we do not prefix. There is no habit of prefixing a Shri or a G and suffixing a G at the end of a god's name. It's always Krishna, it's always Rama, it's always Hanuman, it's always Durga, Parvati, Kali. It's like that. The north we have the Sri Ram, Hanuman Ji, Ram Ji, Shri Krishna, Durga Mata. For us it's Durga, Kali. They're taken as first person. They're taken as our friends, our family, our parents. The Divine Mother is mother, so there's no G attached to it. Her name. Likewise, Krishna is Krishna. He's a friend, he's a counselor, he's a brother, he's everything to us. So there's no Shri, or only when you pray the proper Sanskrit prayer, there's a Shri attached to it. Otherwise, in a story time, when we talk to each other, it's always Krishna, Ram. So that's the cultural divide between North India and South India. So I wanted to clear this before I start the story. Now, here grandmothers again narrated the story at bedtime. So I'm taking these two stories for a message. Grandmothers, they realized that maybe they did not know, or maybe they gave us the intelligence, they credited us with the intelligence that we will understand the message of the story. Because I have never heard the message earlier. This is one of my friends, I know the story, but one of my friends, his grandmother had shared the stories with him, and maybe she had left the message with him, and that's how he got the stories from him. I'm sharing this with you. It's very important that now when we narrate stories to our children at bedtime, we have to share the message also always, so that in future, whenever they hear any narration, they take the message home. It's very, very important. Very many of us have lost out on that. These two stories. One, the importance of humility. And this one is on, now again, this is a story which in its grandmother's stories are always about gods and about demons and asuras and the wicked being killed and the gods interfering in killing asuras, and the typical stories which brings in the positivity of truth, righteousness. You don't lie, you be honest, you be truthful, or Harishchandra, etc. etc. So these two stories are on Hanuman. Now Narada, the great Vishnu devotee and the great singer, adept and accomplished in all the nuances of music, was a great bhakt of Vishnu, a devotee. Yet he had that ego in him that he was the best, and he wanted gratification. I'm the best, I'm the best. So one day he asked Vishnu in Vaikuntha that who is your best devotee? So Vishnu, without blinking an eyelid, said it's Hanuman. Why? Because he sings. His devotion is unparalleled, non-parallel, and his singing is reflected in his devotion is reflected in his singing my bhajans. That upset Narada. He came straight down to earth, and he found Hanuman sitting in a cave doing what his vision, his mission is, closing his eyes, clasping his palms in a prayer and meditating on his Sri Ram. The only thing he knew, nothing more than that. The closest lieutenant to Ram, as they say, where Ram is, there is Sri Hanuman, where Hanuman is, there is Ram. So on finding Narada there, Hanuman got up and said, yes, what can I do for you? Now I can't, if I can't, I don't know the English, and even if I don't know the Sanskrit, and even if I said in Sanskrit, none of you would understand, so I'm keeping it to English. So he says, how may I help you? That's a typical hoteliers language. So Narada said, no, I heard you sing very well, and I heard to come to sing. So Hanuman, being modesty personified, humility personified, said, no, 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 I have heard you sing so well. I've heard that you're an excellent singer. You're the finest singer of Hari Bhajans. So Narada's chest puffed up. His ego satiated a little bit. But you see, he wanted to know firsthand what was that the Lord had told them. So he said, Hanumanji, can you please sing one Hari Bhajan? You heard me always. You already heard me so many times. I know that you already heard me. But I have not heard you. So Hanuman, he says, I will sing. I don't know much. I can't sing like you, but I'll sing. So he clasped his. Now before he started singing, Narada sat on a rock and put his veena, that is his musical instrument that is always eponymous with Narada, wherever he goes. He put his veena on the rock. Hanuman started singing. Once he completed his Hari Bhajan, he requested Narada if he could give his feedback and to sing if he can. Narada tried to lift his veena. He could not. Try as he might, he could not. Hearing Hanuman's song, the devotion, the humility, even that mountain rock had melted. The veena had got merged into the mountain rock. So that's the power of humility, which we have to teach our children. Of course, I don't have to say that Narada made a hasty retreat, citing some excuse. He knew he was beaten. He had asked Hanuman to sing first so that he could tweak or scale his singing so he could sing better. So Hanuman would say, you sing better than me, and he would carry that message forward to the Lord to claim the title of being the best. So here he got totally beaten. His arrogance, his ego cost him dear. So that's the message for the children. When you share this bedtime story, please pass on the message also of humility. The second one is again related to Hanuman. At times, even the greats need to be inspired. Yes, there would be some person in your team who is the finest guy for any responsibility. At times you need to inspire him also. Or at times even the head of the department needs to be inspired by a team member. Sir, ma'am, we've done this before. You only led us. And this is best narrated by this little tale from the nugget from the Ramayana, where after Sita is abducted by Ravana, which everybody, all of us know, and taken to Sri Lanka, this team of Sugriva's army, Jambavan, the senior most, Hanuman, and a couple of other monkey braves. I'm using the term monkey braves so that a collective group of monkeys, so of Sugriva's army. So they head to south. Their GPS had to take them to South India. So they came to the point of the land where land met the sea, and they could see Sri Lanka from there. They had learned from Jatayu, who was fatally wounded, that Ravana had taken her there, Sita there to across to Lanka. So they were the monkey braves on one side and Jamban there. One monkey brave was, they were all bragging to each other. Oh, I can fly at 60 miles an hour, 200 miles, around non-stop without refueling. The other one was saying I could fly 70 miles an hour. I could fly 200, 500, 600 miles without refueling stop. And then each one of them was bragging about. And Jamban was hardly interested. His eyes were looking for Hanuman. He saw Hanuman squatting on the seashore, looking nowhere, his body language absolutely hopeless. So Jamban went to him and put his hand on his shoulder and said, Hanuman, what happened? He says, I am totally disappointed, I am totally heartbroken. He says, why? So Sriram has given me this his wedding ring as a proof that I am his lieutenant, to tell Sita Maya that I am his man, to prove to him that to prove to her that I am his man, and she can trust me. The original plan was, if you get Sita Maya, you fly her back. So Jamban understood that Hanuman was having a problem. The responsibility was too heavy on him, and he was weighed down by the responsibility. He could not think clearly. So he reminded him of achievement. He says, Hanuman, and he says, Hanuman said, is Lanka so far away, Jamban? How can I fly across the ocean? It's so far away. He was totally down for the count. So Jamban again put a hand on his back and said, listen, Hanuman, are you not the same little boy who asked his mom, Mom, can I get something to eat? You're forever hungry. So one said, you look for some food and eat whatever you want to. So he thought the sun was a fruit, and he jumped up at the sun to eat it. For a man who touched the sun in his childhood, what would be Lanka? You've done the impossible, Hanuman, as a child. This is just difficult. The impossible you've done. The difficult you might just do it easily. On hearing this, Hanuman gets inspired, and he rises to his full height. His head touches the skies, and in one jump he makes it to Lanka. That is a story we all know. So next time when you share the story with the children, or any story for that matter, please share the message also. It's very, very important. So embrace the twist to enjoy the turn. Bye bye. Thank you.